All right, we've got the going broke tier list down here, guys. We have things that'll set you over the edge and make you go broke if you're unfortunate to get caught up in one of these things. So let's just jump right into it. Addiction to drugs, substances, represented by the cannabis leaf right here. I'm going to put this in the B tier. And the reason I put that in the B tier is because some people can still get by with an active addiction without going broke. Of course, being in a poor financial spot, let's say you work like a really shitty job, if you're smoking every day, it's not going to help your financial situation whatsoever. We have all been there, not had much money in our bank account, but you spend money on weed, cigarettes, booze, and you should be saving that money, and deep in your heart that you shouldn't be spending that on stuff like this. But that's just how it is when you're down in the dumps. You want something to take the edge off. So you don't know how many guys I know that complain about their financial situation and they still continue to smoke all the time. Bro, you will spend hundreds of dollars a month on some of these addictions. Hundreds per month. And that could be what's holding you back. That could be what's keeping you from actually saving money. Okay? Next we have family members needing help. Family members needing help. This is a rough one right here. Because sometimes we don't have much money, but then you might have to bail someone out of jail. You have a family member that can't pay the light bill. And you kind of get guilt tripped into helping them out. I'm going to put this in the C tier. If they're a good family member, they'll have your back and they'll actually, pay back what you owe them or what they owe you. But as we know, most of the time, whenever you lend someone money when they're down in the dumps, there's a good chance you're never going to see that money again. And typically these family members usually are always having some sort of issue, and they keep having to get bailed out by other family, having to help them pay for their cars, their bills. I have a couple family members that can't even pay their phone. Just burdensome. They're always a burden. They're always going to be a financial burden no matter what. They can't get their shit together. And it's up to you whether you want to help them out or, they get pissed off when you don't help them out. They feel like they got betrayed. So that's on you, man. I'm going to put it in the C tier because this might not be something that makes you go broke, but it definitely contributes to you going broke. Okay. Car problems. This is a bad one. I'm putting this in the S tier. Car problems is you could only have like less than 1,000 in your bank account, and before you know it, you have a car problem, and that could set you back to zero. And not only that, because it's not a choice, car problems just show up whenever. You could do the routine maintenance, change the oil on time, make sure all the fluids are good, change your brakes, and then just some other shit happens that causes your car to not start. Like recently, I had a family member that doesn't have much money. Their timing chain just went out on their car. Nothing you can do about that. I mean, you could change it beforehand, but most of these people don't have mechanical knowledge. They don't have the money for the mechanic. And there's actually an epidemic happening in America of abandoned vehicles because people cannot pay for the repairs. I've been watching some documentaries about this, and yeah, a lot of shops, people drop off their cars and they can't pay for the repairs and they end up losing their car. So, and this is also your transportation. Most people only have one vehicle, and that one vehicle is what's keeping them afloat. So, you wake up, you're getting ready to go to work, and your car doesn't start. Bro, that's a crisis. That's just not, oh, the car's not starting. That's you not being able to get to work. That's losing your freedom of mobility. If you live in the United States, this sucks. If your car fucks up, it sucks because most places in the U.S. don't have adequate public transportation. You need a car unless you live in a major city. If you live in the country, if you live in a small town, if you live in an area where there's no buses, nothing, you're just fucked if you don't have a car. You're just fucked. That's it. Okay. Legal issues. This is going to go straight up in A tier. Legal problems. It should be an S tier, but this one is more like subjective. You could have small legal issues. You could have large legal issues depending on what you do. But I'll give you an example. A DUI can set you back like thousands of dollars. Thousands. Like all the court fees, the probation, everything. Not to mention probation, man. You gotta pay on that shit. So you're paying like all this money every single month. Time lost. If you end up in jail, you could lose your job. If you end up going to court, that's more days, more money, more free time lost. Legal issues just suck, man. Nobody wants legal issues. I know that. Nobody asked for this, but sometimes you might do something stupid and you just get caught up in the legal system. It's happened to me before and it absolutely sucks. It's not fun. Especially being on probation. Okay. Next we have smoking / vaping. This is going to go also in the B tier next to the weed. Because it's just as expensive as like, you know, drinking, buying weed all the time. We all know plenty of broke ass people that are like buying vapes every few days. Bro, some of those vapes are 30 to 60 bucks. And cigarettes aren't any better. A decent pack of cigarettes is around $10. If you're smoking a pack a day, which is what most smokers spend their money on, that's almost $300 a month. So yes, yeah, this will cause you to stay broke. It's very similar to the other addictions, but I'm just gonna put it in its own thing because people think that smoking is just a health problem, but it's also a financial problem. Okay, let's move on. Lifestyle inflation, represented by a fancy car. Lifestyle inflation, I'm putting it in the A tier because this one isn't like a sudden, like, you know, having the car trouble is like it's a crisis, but lifestyle inflation is a slow process, and little by little you start doing more and more. Little expenses add up. You know, maybe you have a car payment now, you have higher insurance. All these little things add up as you start making more money. So this typically happens when you start making more money. So let's say you got a promotion, you're in a new career, you're making decent wages. This is something I'm currently struggling with, actually. I never thought that I would be a victim of this, but the more money I make, the more money I spend, and it creeps up on you. It literally creeps up on you out of nowhere. Before you know it, you're a slave to all these bills and payments that you're making, and then you're like, damn, how do I start, cost cutting? And then you're also keeping up like an image, like a reputation at the same time. So yeah, that's a rough one. That's a psychological one. This is your fault, but it's also so easy to fall into without knowing. Okay. Losing your job. S tier. Today's job market sucks. More people are not leaving their jobs because it's just really hard to find like good employment nowadays compared to the past where you could just walk in. It was very easy to find work. Nowadays, if you lose your job, if you get fired, or if you're like no call, no showing, or something happens, you could be in a seriously bad situation, a cascading effect where you're not paying your bills, you're not paying your car note, and before you know it, you're defaulting, and penalties start adding up, late fees. It can be rough, dude. You could be searching for another job for 2 weeks sometimes even months. I've known people to try to find a job. And yeah, you can find like a shitty job that doesn't pay much, but one thing is like if you're paying like all these other bills and your expenses are up here, you have kids, you have like a car payment, a shitty job's not going to cut it. You could work that shit job and you're not going to make enough to catch up on those bills. So if you're a welder and you have all these expenses and you're used to making like that welder income and you lose your welding job and there's just an economic recession in your area, you can't just go and flip fucking burgers and keep paying those same expenses. No, like you have a car payment, you have this, you have kids, you have a fucking mortgage. So, yeah, no, losing your job could be a real bad crisis. And it's up to you to find another one quick. Because the longer you wait, the more fucked you are. Okay. Having a girlfriend. Oof. This is another rough one, man. It's kind of similar to the lifestyle inflation. It sneaks up on you. Whenever you're single, it's so much easier to save money, especially if you're not, chasing a bunch of women around. But when you get into a relationship, I don't care who you are. I don't care like, oh, your girl doesn't need this. She's not like a fancy girl. You're going to be spending money. I don't give a fuck what you say. Whether it's on food, whether it's on dates. She wants this. Oh, it's her fucking birthday. You have to buy her a present. Oh, it's Valentine's Day. You have to buy her a present. It's Christmas. Guess what? This is an extra fucking person that you got to spend money on. And if you don't buy her a Christmas present, birthday present, you're a piece of shit. It's also more time and more energy and more fucking nonsense where you're not making money. You're not focusing on making money. You're fucking cooped up with this girl. This is something I struggle with. Literally, I have a girlfriend and yeah, dude, it's just, it sucks. Like, there's things that you gotta pay for that just, if you don't pay it, she's gonna be fucking angry. And if you love her, you don't want to piss her off. So it's like, oh, dude. Nah, yeah, I know a lot of guys with girlfriends, wives that are just fucking broke. They don't have any money left for themselves. And they end up sacrificing themselves for the woman. Which, I mean, I'm not sacrificing myself for no woman, but fuck, dude. Having a girlfriend it's just extra bullshit. It's extra. It's more stuff added to the pile. Look, all this stuff right here, this can be a combination, bro. Like, you could have car problems. You could have this. All this stuff is, like, hitting you at the same time. So remember that. It's usually not just one of these things that's a problem. It's usually a combination of things. Okay. Debt. Oh, boy. Yeah, debt is definitely S tier. Debt sucks. It can hit you fast. It can hit you slow. Most Americans are in debt right now. Most Americans have a negative net worth. So they have their credit cards racked up. They have car payments. They have a mortgage. They have all these bills that they're defaulting on. So, yeah, debt sucks, man, especially when the interest kicks in. And it can feel like you're fighting an uphill battle. And it just really blows, man. Like, debt is just, it's always been around. It's always plagued humanity. Even, like, back in the Roman Empire, like, there was, like, fucking revolts and shit over debt. And they call it debt slavery. There was entire civilizations that were in debt slavery, and it ended up causing these civilizations to literally collapse. Mesopotamia, the Bronze Age cultures, most of those city-states ran off of debt slavery, apparently. So, yeah, debt sucks. Credit cards, car note. Not fun. I don't think I need to explain. Taxes. Oh, fuck taxes. If you have a house, property, whatever you want to call it, bro, Every year, you got to pay that property tax. That's a blow. That's a financial blow. That $1,000 in your bank account is going to disappear. If you have a business, don't even get me started on taxes, bro. They got taxes for fucking everything. Taxes that you didn't even think about. And you think, oh, I just got to pay my federal tax. I thought that too when I first got into business. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to pay my federal tax. That's it. No, then I got like a letter from the county. And it was called rendition of use tax. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And, oh, you have to pay taxes on the stuff that you use to make money, like your car, your computers. Oh, what kind of machines you have. So if you have a construction business, you have to pay fucking taxes on the bulldozers. Not when you buy them. No. Anything you use to make money, you have to pay taxes on. It's fucking retarded. And then you have to pay taxes on any profit that you make. And then on top of that, like, you have to charge sales tax. Whenever you buy something, property, you pay taxes when you buy it, right off the bat. You pay taxes every year to own it. And then if you want to sell it, you have to pay more fucking tax. And then to use it, you have to pay tax. If you use it to make income, you pay, like, bro, they're fucking taxing, like, the same fucking thing 4 times in a row. So when you see, oh, tax for this, it's this percentage. Bro, there's a bunch of hidden fucking bullshit tacked on that you don't even think about. Fast food. I'm going to put that in the C tier. A lot of broke, poor people door dashing, ordering pizza, buying fucking McDonald's, going to Taco Bell all the time. Bro, this shit is keeping you broke. I'm telling you, bro. Like, you gotta fucking, like, meal prep, cook at home, cook rice. Not only is it healthier to cook at home, but it's, like, way cheaper. Bro, this fucking fast food is really similar to, like, the cigarettes, the smoking. People don't think about it. People don't think about, like, fucking how it adds up, but it does. Little by little, you eat out every day, you're spending hundreds a month. If you eat out once a day, you're spending hundreds a month. Like, dude, I know people that eat fucking 2 times a day, 3 times a fucking day eating out. That's all they do is they live off of fucking fast food. Like, no, bro, that's not a way to live, and it's keeping you broke. It's definitely keeping you broke. Rent. Oh, boy. A tier. Rent wipes most people out every month. That is like the dreaded bill. Most Americans that can't afford a house, man, what little money they have left gets eaten up by the rent. And I really feel for, like, people that have to rent apartments that are just scraping by. It just sucks. Like, I have friends that go through this and they literally, like, scrape together what they can. They dread the rent payment day. And they dread that rent payment day, and it just wipes them out. Like, $800. You know, they have, like, $800 saved up that they scrounged up after buying their food, this and that. You know, gas, fucking paying this bullshit. And then whatever you have left saved up, yeah, dude, the rent's gonna fucking take that. And you'll have nothing. You just start off from scratch every month. Rinse and repeat. Same thing over and over again. Baby. Having a kid. That's S tier, man. I know people my age with kids and they never have money. Bro, they got like $5 in their bank. Guys with good jobs. Good construction jobs. Guys that make like fucking 6 figures, man, they got kids and they have nothing. They literally have nothing. You're paying for food for another human being, clothes for another human being, the bullshit drama, the legal stuff. The legal stuff is linked to children because most people divorce nowadays. People pay thousands of dollars to fight over their children. You know, you gotta, like, pay for this kid's food, everything. I don't have kids, and I want kids, but A lot of people are not having kids. We're having birth rate declines because people simply can't fucking afford it. They know that if they have a kid, that they're just fucked financially, and it's gonna be a constant uphill battle. That's gonna be fucking crazy to fight. I know people with like 2 kids, 3 kids, man, and they cannot save shit. You know. So if I missed something, I'm sorry. I mean, I know there's a lot of like things that could cause you to go into hard times, especially nowadays. But yeah, most of these things are gonna cause you to go over the edge, and trying your best to avoid this stuff is it's all traps. All these things are traps. The taxes, the lifestyle inflation, the legal system, car issues, getting fired, children, debt. This is all stuff that'll like keep you enslaved to the system. So, financial freedom is the goal. And if you work in the regular like job system, like a lot of this stuff, man, like cut out the drugs, cut out the smoking, the fast food, cut off the burdensome family members, the lifestyle inflation. Some of these things you have no choice, like the car trouble. Sometimes you get fired for no reason. You could get laid off. The debt, that's a tricky one. Having a kid, yeah, that could be your fault slash an accident. It could be both. And as far as the legal system, man, it's just fucked up if you get caught up in that. Good luck. So let me know down in the comments, what happened to you recently. If some shit put you back at square one. If I missed something. So let me know, and maybe we'll make another one of these lists in the future. This is Dark Warrior. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know down below. Peace.